And welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your reality thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I am here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently drinking an oldie but goodie, orange straw, sun kiss. Orange sun kiss. Yep, words. I can say them.
Orange strawberry sunkiss though sounds fantastic.
it will be amazing. I think.
I might need you to blend them together at some point, Lana.
We'll see. I don't know, but orange sun kiss is what I'm drinking today because I needed the caffeine because I gotta keep my pepper going. But
that part.
If I was drinking anything else, I would probably be drinking it out of my cup mug. Ew. And you could get you a cup mug if you wish, and I know you do wish, at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And yep, you can get you one. And we do ship internationally and domestically. So there are no excuses. And you know who I'm looking at? I'm looking at you, UK. I'm looking at all of you because you want the cup merge. Period.
It wouldn't make sense to really shout out anybody else in this one because it's, Survivor UK.
Right.
So, yeah, UK sounds great. Anyway, Hi. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I have tea, Lana.
Spill the tea then, Logan. Give the tea.
I don't want to spill this because
it's drink the tea. Drink the tea.
Oh, I will. Now, what I will say about this tea, you would not enjoy this tea because I know your tea profiles. I know what you enjoy in your tea. Sweet. And this is not all that sweet, but I was craving some raspberry green tea. So I made some raspberry green tea, and the green tea bags I had were pomegranate green tea, so it's raspberry pomegranate green tea.
Okay.
With just enough sweetness. I either want it sugar or like a light sugar or unsweet. There's several many like definitive places where I'm like, the tea is good here. This is one of them. I'm thrilled about it. So.
Good. Lovely. And we are here to talk about Survivor UK week 5, episodes 9 and 10. And
merge. For real. There's no
real merge.
Mergatory. There's no you gotta
challenge
play
to get
into
merge. Nothing.
Nope.
You just get in the merge. And you know what? I appreciate that. I for one love that. Yep. But first, before we jump into this episode, why don't you subscribe? If you're here and you're looking at us, why won't you just subscribe to this channel? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know when we drop every video, because guess what? We drop content almost every single day. So you don't want to miss any of our content. I know you don't. So hit the notification bell, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. And if you like drag, all things drag, we got a channel for you. Hop on over to our main channel over there. It's right over there. Our main channel over there. And at the Cup Pod. Get over there. Go and check out all of our stuff. But if you're also into Eurovision, you can go over this way and catch all of our Eurovision content on our new channel at The Cup ESC. So we got stuff all around for you. Whatever your fancy, we'll fit your need.
And hey, BBC, this is on the BBC. You know what else was on the BBC? Eurovision.
Period.
So hosted in Liverpool.
Period. So get all that content coming your way if you just hit the subscribe buttons.
Perfect.
But back to Merge in Survivor UK. Merge is here. They are reeling over the last um um
Elimination
elimination
of Shy,
of Shy.
which I'm fine with.
I was fine with you, honestly. It was like, sure. But everybody was it was like, okay, the four guys left.
Mhm.
Lawrence was a little shocked because that's not the plan he knew going
Nope.
into tribal council. But Doug and Pegleg flipped the script because Shy was the person they wanted to get out in the first place. That's who they came over to get rid of, was Shy. And so when the opportunity came, they took it,
Uh-huh.
and Shy was gone. Nathan felt very good. Nathan was like, I've never smiled so much writing a name down. I've never smiled so much putting the name into the urn. I
Work.
never smiled so much. I never smiled so much seeing somebody walk away. And you know what? Just thinking about it right now, making me smile again. And I was like, okay, Nathan, I see you.
I'm, I'm glad to hear it.
Nathan was very happy to see Shy go.
Yep.
Because of what they did to Jess, the uh, tribal council before that Nathan had no part of. So it was lovely to
It
see
was
the
really
tables turn.
disappointing that Jess was eliminated because I really would have liked to see her make merge and still not know how to play this game very well, but she was very entertaining. That was
Was
not
that
bad.
your Leilani impression?
No, I was going for Jess
Oh, okay.
because it's very
Work.
soft and
Yes.
she kind of elongates some syllables. No,
You're
I'm going
right.
off. I'm
Okay.
off.
That's
I
all
had it and then I lost it, I think.
right.
Anyway.
Anyway, so they're like, okay, it is what it is. Lawrence is trying to figure out where he stands within the tribe.
Yep.
And so then we get tree mail.
I was gonna say none of what Lawrence was talking about matters because
Yep, because we get tree mail, and tree mail tells them to pack up everything and meet them over where they go have the thing happening. And so everybody goes and packs up, like, okay, let's go. And for me, I don't know about for you, but for
hmm,
me, I felt like if this was any other year of Survivor, anybody else, any other franchise, um, we would have been like, oh, we're merging. Oh, this is it. This is the merge.
as
It's happening.
Lana, as if
I
we need
don't.
more, as if we needed more example of the fact that this cast have never seen this show that
That
they
they
are
don't
on.
know. They don't know what they're watching. They're like, I wonder what this
There was
is.
there was one other specific thing that we'll talk about very shortly that I was like, now how the none of them are fans. They
Yeah.
eliminated the one fan
Right.
because they played the game.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
fan played the game and
Yeah.
they were voted out for
They
it.
were voted out for playing the game.
It
But
feels very Survivor the first season of
mm-hmm.
US. Like it feels very oh well who deserves to be here? Oh, are you playing a game? Oh, that's not really like I don't
What
like
we
that
want.
I don't like that you're a game player. And to be fair, this does go along the lines of other British reality competition shows, and I think specifically at BBUK, where
Mm.
people that are more socially strategic are not the people that are favored and in fact are the people that are ridiculed.
Mm.
So it's like it's very interesting seeing the British reality TV mindset in this setting. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously there are a couple people who are a big fan. Ren, big fan. I
Mm-hmm.
think Lawrence, I think was the other big one who had watched prior. I
Mm-hmm.
could be remembering that wrong. But it's just like as if we needed more reasons that this cast were not fans of what they did.
No, it was
Of what
just
they're on.
like they were just like, "What's happening?" I don't know. So they go walking into this place and not knowing what's happening. Lana gets their first look at Calaton's first, well,
Yeah.
their person gone, and they were very happy to see that it was Shy. Like
Oh,
Leilani was cheering.
visible excitement. And in this moment, I was like, Leilani, You know, girl, I haven't given out my stand card yet this season. I'm looking at it. And
right
you've done a couple of you've had a couple of moments of eating, literally and figuratively.
I was
and I
looking.
said
I
from
was
the
like,
beginning,
girl.
I said from episode 1, I was like, I like Leilani. I think she's gonna provide. I don't think she's gonna really know how to play the game properly, but I think she's gonna provide entertainment, and she has.
That she has. I was like, oh my. I was like, okay, girl, Leilani, girl. It was
and
funny.
Tanuke with a little bit of a reaction to it was like, yes, mother.
They're like,
for me, right now, that stand card is kind of like it's a battle between Leilani and Tanuke for me.
I can see that.
But then there's also, and we'll talk more about him, there's also Doug. And I like Doug.
I do too. See, Doug is trying to take away my stand card for this gameplay. Like, I'm really like sliding his way for the gameplay. But then I'm like, but mother over here is mothering with Tanuke and Leilani. And I'm like, but then Nathan is right there just looking so good. I'm like,
well, Nathan has the sexy card. That's a given. That's been from episode 1, obviously.
Episode 1 for sure. But I'm like, but yeah, it's starting to grow on me. Now they're starting to grow on me. I'm starting to like, okay, maybe I know who I can feel like can get my stand card around here. I might have to give it out soon.
We'll see what week 6 brings. We've only got 3 more weeks after this. So I'm like, I want to give it out at some point if there's someone that is deserving.
Yes.
Emphasis on it. But yes, so they make it to they find out that Shy's been eliminated, visible cheering, and then we find out that they're merging. And this might have been the single most like tepid response to a merge. They were like, oh.
Whoa. Oh.
And if you noticed, Lana, I don't know if you noticed, I noticed when Joel, who also loving, by the way, host stand card. Obviously, Joel. I have a couple. I'm looking at it, Joel.
I'm looking at Joel. I'm like,
you know what? You are entertaining. I thought you were going to be Joel McHale at the start of this season, and you're really not. You're turning into an Arissa Cox.
I'm like, oh, wow.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But I don't know if you noticed, Lana, but when Joel says you can drop your tribe colors, it's a quick cut over to the people, and then it's a quick cut back to Joel, and he's like, you are merged. And then it's seemingly no immediate reaction, which makes me think that maybe they cut the immediate reaction because maybe they were like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, what's the merge? I don't think they knew.
I don't think they knew either. And then you cut back to, oh, and it's immediate hugging.
Yes.
It's like there's no walking over to hugging. There's immediate hugging across the tribes. And I was like, okay, these people really don't know what they're doing.
It was some editing going on, and like some of them were slow to take off their buffs. They're like,
I know. I'm like, do they want to compete in tribes the whole damn season? Now that would be a twist.
That would be a twist.
That would be kind of fabulous, don't you think? Maybe.
I don't know.
Until like 7.
Ugh, crazy.
If it was 3 tribes until 7.
What if one tribe just keeps getting decimated? Like, that's crazy.
Then they merge into 2. That's why you have 3 to start.
That's crazy.
You can do swaps. There's a whole bunch of stuff to make it even.
Yeah, you could do that. Oh, that's crazy. But it'll be wild. But finally, I think they finally got the idea of what was happening. So finally took off their buffs. And then they got this cute little magenta color, magenta or pink, or
regardless of the color, it skewed a little bit pink.
It's cute,
and you know what we have been asking for a very long time, Lana, on Survivor.
What, pink
buffs, pink tribe. Thank you, Survivor UK. Thank you very much.
Because that is what we asked for. We asked for pink. They gave us pink.
Pink.
I'm very happy.
I'm gonna take down this.
Okay.
I mean, we know who everyone is by now.
We do. We are finally learning who they are, but we still want to have them on the screen so you can see them.
There's only 5 white men now. I think I can tell them apart now.
But so after they get their new buffs, Joel tells them that we're having a Survivor auction. And I'm like,
2 in 1 week?
2 auctions in 1 week? Who knew? But
2 auctions in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
I'll take it. Auction back-to-back weeks? Great.
I love auctions. I love auctions. I think they're so much fun. And so I was so glad to see that they were doing an auction here. And they got 2,000 Dominican pesos.
I think so. 2,000 or 2,500.
25 something. I think it was 25.
Probably.
And yeah. And the rules, of course, the auction can stop at any point in time. So if you see something, you better bid on it because it can stop it any time it wants to.
And I don't think these people realized what that meant.
No, because some people never bid on anything.
I think half of the people left walked out with nothing.
Nothing. They literally and never bid.
And that includes the people that were gifted things.
Right. I think Doug bid, but he didn't win.
But then he got the beer anyway.
Nathan bid, didn't win, but got the toothbrush.
Still got the
anyway.
Toothbrush, yeah.
Tanuki, Leilani bid and got the pastries, so she did get the tea. Tanuki and Ashley and Matthew?
I think so. Because Hannah
bid and she won the chicken.
Yeah.
So I think Tanuki, Ashley, and Matthew never bid. I think Matthew bid on one thing but didn't win.
It was like early. Yeah.
Yeah. Tanuki and Ashley never bid on anything.
No. What I will say is I actually kind of enjoyed the where there were some of them where, you win this, also give this thing to someone else. I liked that. I was like,
I like that.
That's nice. From like a viewer perspective, I'm like, oh good, we're sharing the wealth. And from a gameplay perspective, I'm like, ooh, now you see who people might like enough to give a toothbrush or a beer. And in both cases, it was literally just the man that bid against the person that won it.
Right. Which is a smart thing because it doesn't show your cards like this is the person, even if that was the person you wanted to do it anyway. It's like, I'll just give it to my man who was trying to go for the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, because like I think Pig Leg would have gave it to Doug anyway.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know if Lee would have gave it to Nathan.
I don't know because they've never been on the same.
They've never. No, this is their first time ever like spending time with each other, and they really hadn't done that yet. So
I mean, in Lee's mind, he wanted the all-male alliance, despite what he says later, but he really did because we have to see Lee. But
I think he would have done that with Nathan if he had a chance. For sure.
Probably. What gags me, Lana, is we get 2 of the last rewards. The first one is like mini shampoo, mini conditioner, and you get to like take a bath. And I'm like, that's cool. You have to do it right there.
Sure. Right there in front of everybody, but okay.
And I was like, oh.
Joel, can I go behind the screen?
I know. I was like, Joel, can you move behind? Yeah. But Chris gets it for like a very reasonably low price. Mm-hmm. And he finds out that there is a full-on scroll in this towel that he is now holding in front of everyone.
Everybody, right?
And so he subtly gets rid of it. And then, Lana, I think the last thing is an advantage.
Yes,
and it barely gets bid on, and Chris gets it for 600. And that was the moment that I was like, oh, these people do not care about what show they are. They do not know the lore. They are not aware of the iconic moments from Survivor auctions. They are just not aware. So
I would have gave all of my money for that advantage.
But people don't want to target on their back, Lana, because everyone, their mother, their second cousin, the producer, the cameraman, and the turtle on the beach are trying to play the middle right now because no one wants to be aligned with people because God forbid you align with people in Survivor. God forbid.
You don't want to do that.
I really need to get that out, apparently.
Apparently.
I was like,
you don't want to align
apparently
with
not
anybody in Survivor because we're all family here in Survivor.
Well, and to be fair, that is how Big Brother UK is usually played. So I get it. Like, knowing what I know about British competition reality shows, I get it. However, it's very frustrating looking at it from a Survivor lens. And I really hope that if they get subsequent seasons of this, and at this point it is an if they get subsequent seasons from the BBC, I hope that they are able to cast people that are actually fans, at least in a larger margin than they did this season.
Here's my thing. Watching this from a fan's point of view, watching this as an American fan, looking at the same game that we watch here, and
we've watched for 22 years.
22 years. It's been on 46 seasons.
They have filmed 46 of them. Yes.
46 seasons of this show. And seeing how it has evolved in the US from when it first started, when people didn't know.
Yeah.
To now people do know, and then they're having to add things to make people not know anymore. So it throws them off a little bit. If that advantage was the last thing in an auction in American Survivor,
they would have gone to rocks.
I guarantee you the two people who didn't bid anything would have been like, whoever comes up with the last 2,600 or whatever.
Well, if it's tied, it goes to rocks traditionally. So that's why I was like, there would have been like 3 or 4 people going to rocks, because I don't remember who all didn't like. Well, I think it would have been more than 2 or 3, because there were a lot of people that bid but just didn't get anything. So a lot of people still had 2,500.
Right. So everybody like 2,500.
It would have been like a 5-way rocks.
Wouldn't it have been like the person who said 2,500 first? Because
I don't
nobody
think
else
so.
could go 2,600.
I feel like there have been situations. Well, no, you can't share money.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They can't go to 2,600. So the person who gets the last $2,500 bid, if I would have said, I would have came out the gate like 2,500.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know it was the last item either. So I guess there's a little bit of like, sure. I think, and again, I am not the Survivor encyclopedia. I'm the Drag Race encyclopedia. I'm not the Survivor encyclopedia. And I wish David was here, and if he wasn't currently flying literally across the world at the moment, I would ask him. But I think the thing is, if multiple people bid this, like the max amount, it goes to rocks. I believe is how it happens. Okay. I could be wrong, but
I don't know.
That would have been entertaining to see this group go to rocks.
I would have loved to see. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Nope. Joel would have to explain it 1 time on camera, 5 times off camera. The producer would have to come in and also explain it 3 times. And then even still, somebody wouldn't get it. It would probably be peg leg. No shade.
Yeah.
So anyway. But yeah, so Chris gets out of there with a known advantage and an unknown advantage.
Yep.
And the known advantage is a clue to the idol.
Yep.
And the unknown advantage from the shower is an extra vote. I like that we're seeing extra votes implemented here. I'm a fan of that.
I am too.
I don't think it's going to end up being anything substantial, but
nope. Because I don't know if they're going to know how to do it, but whatever. Because he has to use it in the next 3 votes. So,
and we've been through 2 of them.
2. So next week he has to use it or it won't get used.
Thank God he's got it. It gives him a little bit of a leg up, but we'll talk about it.
Right.
Honestly, for me, when we go to the episode 9 camp discussion, there's really not a whole lot that stood out to me other than Chris and Ashley are threats because they're working together. Because God forbid you have an alliance. God forbid.
Well, no, because that's. I think. Well, yeah, they did. Lee kind of had this thing.
It was brought up. Yeah, it was brought up.
Yeah, it was brought up by Lee. Lee had a problem with Chris because him and his Chris had that little spat that they did. about
because
trying
you
to
don't
throw
know how
the
to
last competition.
you don't know how to respect people that are not white men.
I mean,
I said what I said.
You said what you said. But on the flip side, though, we did agree that Christopher should have related the plan to the rest of the team,
100%.
so the team could follow through on getting rid of throwing the challenge. So
100%, I agree with you completely. However, this is not Lee's first offense.
No,
and in many ways,
not.
this was Chris's first offense. So I'm like, and Lee's got several many more later. But
but yeah. So it's really not a lot going on at the camp. It was just, everybody's trying to get their footing, figure out, is the old Lanana people still together? Is the old Calaton people still together? Are we these new alliances that y'all formed? Are they reliable with us? Just a lot of talk.
Yeah.
So we go to the immunity challenge because honestly, I think that's about it.
The big thing that happened is Ashley let Tanuki know that Lee was trying to target her. That was like the big thing.
Which was true.
And which was true. And Tanuki was like, well, how dare he? There is a 7-4 advantage for men. How dare he? And Tanuki, I'm like, girl, Tanuki, you should know this by now.
Right. It's always going to be the men.
I know you were working with Lee at one moment in time, I think. But we need to reveal the light to Miss Tanuki here, because she is playing with she doesn't realize that she's playing with rose-colored glasses here. And it's incredibly unfortunate.
You know who else? You know who else is playing with rose-colored glasses? Who I just was like, girl, Hannah. I
still like Hannah.
I think still like Hannah.
Playing a good game for this game. She's playing a good game.
Yes, but I'm like, you don't realize that you're only good for Lee until the last girl is gone, and then you're gone after that.
You're gonna go 8th, honey.
Yes, 8th. If he had his way, all the men will stay, all the girls will go, and then even though you're last to go, you're still going.
Yep. Unless she wins immunity. Which, but yeah. That was all I had from that moment before the immunity challenge. But we get a classic immunity challenge.
We do. We got vases on a pedestal.
Yep.
And you put your one leg up on the thing and balance.
You put your whole foot
on this thing.
Putting that whole foot.
And you can't support your leg or anything with any other part of your body. Once that latch falls, it's like a seesaw by itself. It's like you got to keep that vase up. If it falls, you're out.
And I mean, this was a decent, I will say both individual immunity challenges so far, very impressed.
Yes.
Very impressed with the group as a whole. And that's been the highlight of this season, I really do think, has been the competition.
Well, could we talk about something that was not a highlight?
What was that?
So we all know that this is an individual immunity challenge. And I've had a problem with their art department this entire time. And when they revealed this individual immunity necklace, I was like, are you kidding me? What child did you let paint this brass piece of metal thingy that you wrapped around with a little string that you tie up in the back of their neck? Like, what?
Well, Joel does have a child.
This is the ugliest piece of thing I've ever seen in my life.
I agree with you.
I can't. I'm upset. I'm still upset about that. The immunity idol itself. Now this immunity necklace looks like a child painted it, and it was the paint was chipping off. It was just not good.
Uh-huh.
And then that thin old raggedy parchment paper that you can't read when they pull it up. Like, I really hope if they get the money, if they get to renew this next season, that they step up their art department game. A big if. That they step up their art department game, because this is looking like a homemade Survivor that somebody is supposed to put on YouTube. Like, it don't look like
this looks like College Survivor, and I mean that with no shade whatsoever to College Survivor. Because because it takes a lot to produce a College Survivor, and most of their individual immunity idols are much better than this.
And I mean, it looks like you have a very limited college budget when you're trying to put together a show. And so you get little things like, okay, here's your immunity idol. And it's like, yay.
No, this is a stick.
It's a
like
stick.
That's what it felt like.
It's a stick. But
no, this is not an immunity idol. This is a stick. I love Eliza.
Shout out to Eliza. I felt her tweet the other day. I love that.
I felt some of her tweets, not all of her tweets. Let me make that
I felt her tweet that she put out the other day that I
agree with you, because I know what tweet you're talking about. You want to know a fun fact in the middle of this episode that we don't really care about talking about? So I remembered Joel Dommett is also the presenter of The Masked Singer UK.
Oh, okay.
And him and his wife Hannah's marriage was officiated by Love Island narrator Ian Sterling.
Lovely.
I was like, oh, that's so beautiful.
That's why this show looks like Love Island to me.
It's edited. I'm telling you, Lana, it's edited like Love Island UK. It's it's edited like it's the BBC.
I think it's the same people who do it, and it's
probably similar people.
But yes. So we go into this challenge, and everybody's standing there, and just like when I saw what it was, I was like, "Oop, Nathan's falling. He ain't doing it."
Oh yeah, no.
And he fell first, and I was like,
"And you know who didn't fall first? Leilani. She fell like third. No,
no, she was actually later on.
Oh no, Leilani was a part of the iconic moment at the end.
Iconic moment at the end. Like she probably could have went on for a lot longer.
Oh
she just was like, sure, let's do it.
Because you know what she has? Balance.
Balance.
You know what a lot of these men didn't have? Balance.
Balance. That's why they.
But the end of this challenge, it comes down to Tanuki, Chris, Leilani, Lee, and Doug.
No, Lee's gone because they wanted to hold out to make sure.
Final five.
Everybody in there wanted Lee to go.
Yes, so but what I'm saying is...
I get you what you're saying.
Yeah.
But they wanted Lee to go. So nobody was going to leave until Lee left.
That's what I was getting to. Because we get to Final Five, Lee drops. And then it's like, all right, who wants it? Immediately.
Everybody
I'm like, Doug was like, can I have it? And everyone was like, sure, Doug. You can have it. Doug wins. Yay.
Yeah. If I was Lee in that moment, I would have been like.
And he still didn't even realize it.
Nope.
He didn't realize it until someone told him. And of course,
it was Hannah. And I was like, Hannah.
Hannah, no. Hannah, no.
No. Hannah, just let it happen.
Hannah, no.
Jeez. Let it happen.
Let it go, Hannah. Let it go.
Oh, this man needs to go. He needs to go. And I was like, the second Tanuki said it to Hannah, and when Hannah was there, I was like, God, dog it. I was like, Ashley and Chris, your job should have been, y'all, we can't tell Hannah because she'll go tell Lee. That's your job because you know how she is with Lee. Like, you need to warn people. You should know by now. Oh, and they was like, oh, y'all didn't warn them not to say anything to Hannah because she's going to tell Lee. And that's what she did. She told Lee. So then, of course, when Lee finds out, Lee's like, what?
Huh?
Me? Oh. And is Chris and Ashley coming after me? What? I feel so betrayed. I feel so betrayed. Because they were supposed to be my friends. I feel so betrayed. I was like,
boy, if you don't shut the fuck up.
If you wasn't you trying to get Ashley out before then? If they didn't do a swap and Tanuki and Leilani came over, it would have been Ashley.
Yep.
But okay. You feel so betrayed.
I mean, I am not mad at the end result, Lana. Let me make that very clear.
Because absolutely not.
We got this tribal, and it's just messy.
It's a whole lot of mess.
Where
mess all over the place.
Where at one point, amongst the allegations of fakeness, which triggered me to a specific 2-word phrase that I will not say on here because I don't want to, but it gave me it reminisced a certain moment in our history. If you catch my drift, Lana, just all the fake everywhere. It was, But amongst the fake, he decides he's going to refer to Ash as Airhead Barbie and Chris as Curly Chris.
Collie Chris. As the dog.
Curly.
He said Collie as the dog.
Now, I'm just going to get this one up here right now.
Please.
Now, y'all know I haven't. There was a moment before we knew how horrible Lee was as a human. There was a moment where we were like, okay, maybe he can do something in this game. And then he decides he's going to go out and be misogynistic on several occasions. He's going to be homophobic on several occasions. Probably racist. I can't back that one up, but probably. And why was he cast? What did he bring to this show other than hatred, vitriol, and disgusting behavior? Very typical of a white man of his age from the UK. I said what I said. And you know what? They blindsided his ass. And I'm fine with that. I have not celebrated a Survivor elimination more in the last 5 years minimum than I did when this ignorant piece of shit got voted out of this game.
I couldn't wait to put that X over his face.
I love it.
I love it. It makes this whole picture look so much better.
Everyone looks better. Everyone
looks so much. This is a sexy group of people right now. Sexy, sexy, sexy. Peg leg included. All of them just look sexy.
I was going to say peg leg at the right angle in the Speedo. I'm like, you know what?
Peg leg included. They're all sexy. This whole group right here is a sexy bunch with him gone.
Yep. This beautiful, lovely top 10.
Ugh.
But unfortunately, he's the first member of the damn jury, and
we'll see him
We'll see him, and we'll hear him. Apparently.
Absolutely. But he was gone. Good riddance.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Every single time I see him on my screen from now on, I will be fast forwarding.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't care if I miss moments. I don't care if I miss the most iconic moment that happens on this season. I will be fast forwarding.
So we moved to episode 10. And let me just say, I'll say this right now. David, I know you hear me. I know you're going to listen at one point. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for letting me, telling me to listen to the music at the beginning. Because shout out to the editors who put Bye 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 on there because my love for NSYNC runs deep and I love that.
And then the one right after that, I was like, shout out to the producers for putting Golden by Harry Styles right on there. Back to back. We love it. I love Golden by Harry
Styles. I say sure for you. I don't really know what Golden is. Only Golden I know is by Jill Scott.
That's valid and understandable, and I love that for you. But yeah, it was the song. Literally the day 20 sign was up, and that was the song they were playing. And I was like, Golden! But I did notice Bye Bye Bye, and I was very thrilled about it.
I was like, oh, and I liked the instrumental that they did with it. Like, yeah, it's very dramatic. I love it. But shout
And
out to you.
I'm gonna be honest, Lana. I think this is my favorite episode of Survivor UK so far. Is episode 10.
I do have to agree with you because it was
because
very
they finally
good.
decided to play the game.
Everybody's playing.
We're playing the game finally. Oh, it's so beautiful.
So we come back from Tribal and
yep.
some people are upset. Peg Leg is a little upset that Lee is gone. Doug is not really, but a little upset.
I mean, the person that's the most upset, I think, was Tanuki.
Tanuki was upset for the reason, because what we didn't talk about before we jumped over is that Lee did a lot of exposing in his speech and was like
exposing.
I mean, some of it was true because
it was a lot of half truths. There were some truths in there. There was a lot of lies, but
it was some truth. The truth of the truth was that Christopher did try to throw that challenge so they could get rid of one of the people who came in from Calaton, and it would have been Tanuki, which was crazy. And so that was the truth. And Lee wasn't a part of that plan until after the fact. And so when Lee exposed Christopher, it was facts. But then to say that Christopher was the one targeting Tanuki from the get-go, that was a lie, because that was Lee. And Lee was targeting Leilani first, then Tanuki when they came over, and then was going to, then Matthew would have been the last option to take out if they were doing anything. But then I think he would have probably kept Matthew and took out Ashley or Hannah before he would have took out Matthew, because he wanted the bros.
And again, this is another moment where I just get frustrated with the fact that none of these people have watched this show before and understand how the social strategic game of this game is played, because, and it's on all sides, because Ashley and Christopher could have gone to Tanuki and been like, yes, we said that 7 or 8 days ago. Yes. The game has changed dramatically. Yes. And that was based on a first impression.
Yes.
And now that we know you and have worked with you and have lived with you, obviously we want you in the game. Like,
obviously we changed it, and that's why we shifted to Lee, because he wanted this all boys alliance and we didn't want that. Like,
and for some reason, Tanuki is believing Lee.
Because Lee said it with such conviction, looked dead in her face and was like, this is what it is. And Christopher was floundering.
Yeah.
Even in his rebuttal, it was floundering a little. And like, if I don't know the facts, and this is all coming at me, I'm looking at the one who can just say, this is what happened. This is how it went down. Da, da, da. Point. Instead of the person who's like, well, I mean, if you just, I didn't say that. What happened? What? Now I'm looking at you like you stuttering, like you don't know what you're talking about. So I would
have loved if they had been included in this conversation. That person would have been Leilani.
Yes.
And I wish Leilani had been asked point blank what happened, because I don't think Leilani's the kind of person to come up with a believable lie on the spot. No shade to her. She's lovely. But I don't think she's the kind of person that's going to, on the spot, say, no, that didn't happen. She's going to say, well, yeah, that did happen. It was Lee, and Christopher and Ashley got on board afterwards.
Right.
And that's where, and even like Tanuki believing Lee lying about this with such conviction, which, you know what? I will give him a half kudo for that alone.
I won't put it together.
I didn't either. But like Lee lying with such conviction, Christopher and Ashley not being able to rebut that statement with enough conviction to out convict what Lee was saying. Leilani not being included in the conversation whatsoever. Like, it was a big flounder on all sides. And the person that looks the best coming out of this is Pegleg.
Pegleg real for sure.
Pegleg is in a great position.
And we'll talk about it. We will talk about it, because we get back to camp and all that stuff, and Tanuki and Leilani and Ashley actually go down to the beach and have a conversation about what happened. And Tanuki flat out says, Ashley, I don't know if I can trust you like I used to, because I'm hearing that you were, talking crap about us behind our back and wanted us gone. And Ashley was like, I get it. I understand. And this was the point where Ashley was like, yes, we said this, but it was 7 days. It was right when you got here and we didn't know you. The more we got to know you, just like Leilani, we wanted to keep you. That is why that is why Christopher and I was pushing away from him and pushing towards you because we really wanted to play with you because we don't like the way he plays. Like that would have been the moment they could have done that and they didn't. It was just like, I get it, I understand. We'll try to build our trust. We'll work.
They didn't do much work. But it's just frustrating the whole way this went down. And I think if Ashley had just straight up said, Lee's been wanting to target women since the start.
Yeah.
Like you can look at his track record of voting.
Look who's come from our tribe.
I'm pretty sure he voted for all
of them. And Ren.
Women, no, he didn't vote for Ren. He voted for Leilani.
So
all women.
All women.
I appreciate you with the potential and Ren. I do appreciate that, Lana. But no, it was
all the women. But
it was Rach, and then it was Ashley. Rach, Ashley, then Leilani, then Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Only
you can look at his track record of voting, and you can tell that we're not the ones that are trying to target a woman right now. Because, hi, I'm a woman, he's gay. Beyond the game of it all.
Right.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah, I don't, like you said, this is the fact of they not knowing how to play this game and socially adjust something and actually say properly what they need to say to get people on their side. Like if you find yourself in a bind, you have to figure out a way to get yourself out of it. And the best way to do that is just to point out the facts. Like here are the facts. This man only votes for women, period, since he been here. So why would I make up a story about him wanting an all boys alliance? Christopher said it. That's what he wants. And you know why Christopher knows this? Because he included Christopher in the plan to have an all male alliance.
That part.
And Christopher was like, nah. But you know who didn't say nah? Pegleg, Doug.
Yeah.
They all was all in. But okay, whatever. But yeah, Leilani and Tanuki really don't trust Ashley anymore. Ashley's like, I just hope I can build up some trust with you guys. Yeah. Whatever.
So we go to immunity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's iconic.
It's an iconic
they brought over the iconic one. Last gasp. I was like, oh. I clutched my pearls.
Mm-hmm.
Gay shock. I don't have the banner up right now, but gay shock. I was like, last gasp. Oh, great. And this whole group of 10 people did such a good job in this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Even, I mean, Nathan, who went out first, I think still lasted like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was a good 20 minutes or so.
And that's Nathan, 2 for 2, going out first in an immunity challenge.
Here's the thing, I think. Not that I think Nathan is good, super great at a lot of these challenges. And I think the balancing thing. And this one, I would have been the first one to go. I would have been out in like 5 minutes. Because
I don't think I would have lasted like 3 minutes, if I'm going to be honest.
No,
I would have been like, I'm hedging my bets. I'm going to do the best that I possibly can, but this is not my challenge. I have a fear of drowning in the ocean.
Me too. No. I have a fear of drowning and I'm claustrophobic. Absolutely.
I would have done my absolute best. And if I had been under there for 3 minutes, I would have been proud of myself.
I'm like,
oh, nope. That's tea. Like, honestly.
The second I feel myself feel my chest getting heavy and I'm like, I'm out. Yeah. That's a fear of mine. But I think Nathan he knows that some of these challenges are not, and he's doing it, leaving early into things that he needs to
conserve his energy.
Take a little threat off of him too, because people he looks big, but he ain't winning nothing.
Do we think that's intentional though? Because he was still targeted in this episode.
Nope, I don't think it was, and I don't think it's intentional. But I think that's just what's happening. But because he still looks like Nathan, he's going to always be targeted.
Exactly. But yeah, this. I mean, Leilani's out next. I'm not surprised, but I do think she lasted an hour.
Yeah.
She lasted, I think exactly an hour, and I was like, that is incredibly impressive. It comes down to Matt and Pegleg, and in this moment again, I remembered, Matthew's on this show. He's really getting purpled, and I do feel bad because he seems lovely, but I'm like, at this point, if he doesn't have an edit. I love the purple, but like, I kind of want to re-edit this next time with like a purple filter over Matthew. I might do that if I remember. But like, at this point, it's like, he can't make Final Tribal Council, right? Like, he can't.
I don't think so.
Because also, presumably, this is going to be a 2-person Final Tribal.
Okay.
The way this season has gone, it would make the most sense for it to be a 2-person, and they're going to do the big final immunity challenge a la Australian Survivor is I think what we're going at. But yeah, it comes down to Matt and Pegleg, and you know what? Good for Pegleg.
Pegleg said, "I have 40 years in this ocean. I know how to live, be underwater." And
if there's one challenge Pegleg needed, not that he was in any danger in this tribal,
none whatsoever.
No danger at all. But good for him.
Good for Pegleg. He slayed. He ate. He was in there for an hour and 30.
Yeah,
a little bit over an hour and 30. And good on Matthew too for sticking that out that long. Yeah. They ate that up. But Pegleg wins. Not in any danger at all.
No, because we go back to camp, and it's very quickly, okay, who do we want between Chris and Ashley?
Because remember, they couldn't do what they were originally planned to do because Pegleg came up with the whole idea that that everybody tells Chris and Ashley that it's Pegleg. He's the one that they're voting for, and then so Ashley and Chris can vote for Pegleg, and everybody else splits the vote between Chris and Ashley. But then Pegleg wins. They can't because Pegleg wins immunity, and so they're like, now what do we do?
So they decide to actually play Survivor. A fundamentally shocking moment where I think it's a group of Tanuki, Hannah, Doug, and Pegleg are at the center of this situation, and they go, "Well, what if we split the votes between Chris and Ashley?" And I'm like, oh, thank God someone came up with a good game move. It's against two people I like, but it's strategic.
All we wanted was a little strategery.
It may involve the entire rest of the tribe other than Chris and Ashley, but it's strategic, Lana.
And then the strategery continues to go. Because Ashley is like, well, if I'm not hearing anything, it might be me. So I need to make sure I can throw out another name so we can have somewhere else to steer this boat. Yep. Because it looks like nobody's telling me nothing. This is the first time it's been so vague and nobody's telling me anything. And so Ashley goes to Matt and it was like, what about Nathan and Doug? They are strong. They're threats. What do we think about that? Matt's like,
But what about Chris? And we're pretty sure
he has immunity.
He does.
He does.
Now, Ashley.
I was like, girl. God damn it. What is wrong with you?
Girl.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, she's got to save her own butt. I get it.
I get it, but girl.
It's like, okay. So now the majority knows.
Yes.
And Chris and Ash know, from what they understand, the plan is Nathan. And it's really not.
But Pegleg told them it's Nathan. Doug told them it's Nathan. So
I think Tanuki told them it was Nathan.
And Lawrence was like, yeah, I think it's Nathan.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, it's Nathan. Yeah, it's Nathan. I wonder if Nathan knew that it was Nathan.
I don't think so. Because based on his reaction later, he was like, for me.
Wow. Me?
And then I think he was like, oh, it was only 2. It must have been Chris Nash. Okay. But like,
still me.
Why are they coming after me? I don't normally have a whole lot to talk about with Tribal. But I do have one moment from this Tribal that I really appreciated. And again, this is where I'm like, you know what? I like Tanuki, and I like Leilani, and I like Hannah, and I like Christopher. But Doug, I'm holding it up now, Doug. Pretend this is my stand card. It's just my phone. But because the conversation is fairly boring overall. But Leilani is the one that she's saying she doesn't appreciate people being nice to her and then conspiring behind her back, which they didn't do. But okay, Leilani.
Right.
They did for half a second when they were in the majority and you were the newbie.
Right.
And then they decided to pull you in. But regardless, Leilani, she's like, I just don't think that I can work with people that are conspiring behind my back.
Doug says
is like, well, there's a difference here between friendship and strategy, and that's essential if you want to go far in the game.
Strategy, Lana. Sounded like a Survivor player to me.
He's playing Survivor, Lana.
He's playing Survivor because he's like, this is not my best friend island. This is not
Survivor Best Friends Race UK.
Right. This is
Survivor UK.
And there is only one sole survivor. So guess what? I might have to go against my friends.
Yeah.
It might happen.
Yeah.
But we as people and game players should know it's not personal. Lee.
It's just game.
It's just game. Lee. But people feel betrayed and personally attacked. And I'm like, get over it. Go take a shower. Go eat some food. And then think about the game.
That's where Leilani, I was like, oh, I was holding it and I'm putting it back.
Look,
and I get it. I will say, though, I do understand her perspective. Presumably not knowing Survivor at all. Mm-hmm. I understand her frame of reference. And I'm going to be honest, if I was out there, I think I would be able to, but it would be very difficult for me to separate friendships and game. Like, I do think in my heart of hearts, it would be difficult for me to do it. I would still do it. Because at the end of the day, I came in there as me, not as me and Leilani. Unless you did. And then in that case, that heightens the strategy a little bit. But I get where she's coming from. It's just frustrating from people that have watched 44 and a half seasons of American Survivor. Like, that's just what it is.
Because I feel like,
yeah, go ahead.
I feel like we would go in there knowing that. Even if we went in there together and I know you and you're my best friend, if something happens and you are coming for me or we end up on different...
Or if I have to vote you out, Lana, I will
vote you out. And either way it happens, if you vote me out, I will understand it.
And if you vote me out, I would understand.
I would be mad in the moment. I'd be like,
okay, I'd be livid and make some good TV moments. And then the moment I see you, be like, I love you. I hope you know that. We're making good TV.
Like I'll get to the Ponderosa, take my shower, eat me some food, go to sleep, wake up, and be like,
Get your gallon of extra sweet tea. Because that's what they would give you.
I like that, Logan. I can't.
Be like, I love you. I understand. I got it.
Look, once we get back into each other, I'll be like,
I love you, obviously. And then all of the people online would be like, oh my God, Logan and Lana hate each other. And we would have to be like, oh no, we don't hate each other.
We don't hate each other. We'll do a whole live Instagram live. And like, we don't hate each other. We actually do really love each other. It was just in that moment, I was pissed. And so I might have cussed him out and said some things, might have called him a bald head.
We would have done everything but physically fighting because we both know we would want to make some good TV.
I'd be like, you what? I keep saying your bald headed, fluffy beard wearing. Make up your mind. Who you want to be? crowd just go crazy. They're supposed to be like,
that's shade.
I can't believe she said that.
That's shade. I love Lana. I don't care that she just said that before people in the comments. Anyway, we have to talk. I love that. We have to talk about a Survivor UK first, Lana.
Yes.
Because for the first time ever, a hidden immunity idol is played and is successfully played by Christopher. I'm glad that if it's someone on this season, he's one of the people I would have liked to see play it correctly. So cool. But that does unfortunately mean that his 4 votes get nullified. Him and Ashley both voted for Nathan, and with the other 4 votes from the majority, we lose Ashley. And I'm really disappointed about it.
I'm disappointed as well, because it didn't have to be this way. No. They could have fixed this.
But what I didn't like... I'm going to put up yours. No, you go right ahead. I got mine earlier. This is your moment. Have it. I don't have it prepared.
But that's fine. I am very upset with the peanut gallery over here, Lee, having so much to say as a juror. Like,
after the votes are revealed.
Like, sir, your whole thing as you sit there is to sit, be quiet, and observe. That's your job now until you're able to be spoken to and they ask you a question, which is on finale night. What is happening where he just feels like he can talk? And we just allow this, UK? We just allow this man to go off and be like, my henchmen are taking care of the doing the job for me. I might not be there, but my hitmen are out. I'm like, shut up. You have no place here. You don't even belong. Like, you don't even go here. Like,
he doesn't even go here.
He doesn't even go here. Like, go away. Stop it. Shut it up. Unfortunately, Ashley is gone. She is the second juror.
And I want to acknowledge Ashley because I do think she was genuinely just very excited to play Survivor. Yes. She may not have known exactly what she was doing at any given point in the game, but she played it with such conviction. You could tell she played it with her whole heart. And those are the people, if they don't know Survivor, those are the people that I do like seeing on Survivor. So shout out to Ashley. You're gorgeous. You're going to have a beautiful career doing whatever you do because I don't remember what you do.
I don't even know.
She's not the fittings model, is she?
No, that was Jess.
Oh, she's a brand strategist, of course.
Well, then you're going to go off and do your thing.
Ashley, you are going to strategize some brands, girl, and I'm excited for you.
They might even invite you back if they do an all-star, have enough seasons to do an all-star. They could invite you back.
I mean, the one person I want to see right now get a fair shot at this game with people that actually know how to play this game is Ren. Point blank right now, it's Ren. Because I think if they were in a cast of people that actually knew Survivor the way that they know Survivor, I think Ren would eat. Because I don't think they would let on that they know Survivor nearly as much, because probably none of the people that she was cast with on this hypothetical international Survivor would know who she is or watch her season. Now, I will say, just thinking about that real quick, I want an alliance between Ren and Santini, our good friend Santini.
Oh, not Santini.
I love. Shout out to Santini.
Shout out Santini.
But that's that, Lana.
That's that.
An entertaining episode, despite, I don't love the outcome. But entertaining nonetheless.
Yes, very much so. So that's it. There we have it. There we've done it. We've talked about 2 episodes of Survivor. And we'll be back next week, same time. Probably same panel.
There are people that have said they would like to appear on our Survivor UK coverage. However, life is lifing. It is a busy time of year, so we're not, But we have some friends that hopefully will pop on eventually to talk with us about all this chaos.
And it's fine because me and Logan, we like talking about it, and we're gonna do our thing. But we'll do our thing. We need you to do your thing. Hit that subscribe button. Let us know that you support us because we support you, and we appreciate the support that you give us. Go see all of our social media outlets. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod, because We have some funny moments, and we're some funny people. And
Which
we do
will
all
be
of the
more
things.
active now that my life is not lifing nearly as much as it was the last couple of months.
And he's COVID free.
Oh,
So
thank
we'll definitely do
God.
more on our social media outlets. So follow us on all of those things. You can follow Logan and myself on our Twitters or our Instagrams. That's mine right there.
Mine is hidden, and yet some of y'all are still finding it. So I don't know how that's happening, but
keep following. Then you can go scroll down a little bit and get your cup merch, not limited to, but including the cup mug or all of our other official cup merch. You can get it. Like I said, we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Period.
And domestic for us is the US, in case
Yes.
people didn't know.
I'm
We
sure
can say
you picked
US
up.
and international, but
Well, yes, we ship US and internationally. There we go.
that
Period.
feels a little, that feels
That feels
like
right.
flows a little bit better. Yep.
And there we have it. So we'll be back to talk more Survivor UK. And
All
until
right.
then, cheers, y'all.
Woo, cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Goodbye. Joel Donna,
Cheers,
you're
y'all.
coming for my host stand card, maybe.
Yes, you are, maybe.
Maybe. Goodbye.